There we go. So Google Chrome can be pretty straightforward, but then it can also be kind of a mess, right? On our supported products page, you'll notice that there's 3 different versions here. And really, it just depends on kind of what you installed in your environment and what's kind of out there for you. So, I have an Intune tenant here, nothing fancy. There's no version of Google Chrome here, so we'll go ahead and add something. Now, from our cloud portal, I'm going to go ahead and do, oops, if I can type it in there, right? There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy Google Chrome. Pretty straightforward here. 64-bit MSI. I actually have a pre-template for this. Browsers, just making it available for all my users, but then sending the update to all devices. So we'll go ahead and set that up. Again, nothing crazy here. If you've used our cloud portal, it's pretty straightforward. If you're using the publisher, one of the things I typically recommend for a lot of people is if you're enabling updates for things like Google Chrome and you don't know which version is out there, you can actually enable all of these here. So as updates, so we'll enable them here for ConfigMgr, and then even for Intune, if you're using the publisher, you can just go ahead and enable all of these for Intune updates, right? So it's really just kind of what's out in your environment. Now, our MSIs and our executables for the 64-bit will only apply to the device if that version was previously on that device. So again, with Intune here, got to give Intune a minute because Intune likes to take its time here. But eventually I should see both the application and the update for Google Chrome, right? So I have the update going to all devices, but because this is the 64-bit MSI, it will only apply to my device if it has that 64-bit MSI. So again, the easiest thing to do here is to also deploy updates kind of for all of them, right? Because who knows what's in the environment. You may have, one of your other IT technicians may have accidentally installed the 32-bit version everywhere. That happens. So, you can just create another deployment here for Google Chrome. That's the 32-bit version. But under my assignments, you may just want to add the assignment to update only on all devices, right? That way we're not advertising the 32-bit version to anybody, but we're also keeping it up to date. Again, you can use update rings. It's completely up to you on how you set this up. But with both of these set up, right, the 64-bit MSI, the 32-bit MSI, we'll keep both versions up to date in the environment for you. So again, I have both of them listed here, and our requirement scripts for both of these will just kind of determine which version is actually on the device. Right. So, while this one, the 64-bit MSI is being, marked as available for my users in the company portal, the updates will apply to the devices, again, if it's applicable for that specific device and that architecture. So interesting stuff there. Now, Google Chrome in and of itself, it can be kind of a mess. Again, where it's applicable on the device, I can actually run the requirement script here. So I'll go ahead and take this. I'm going to go ahead and take our requirement script here and run it on my device that has Google Chrome. Again, it has an older version here. So we'll go ahead and run this. It is a bit of a mess. Fun fact, we actually ran into the character limit of what you can put in Intune. So there's the signature here. But the interesting thing to note here, come on, there we go. The interesting thing to note here is that this version is applicable. So the package that we have here for this update for Google Chrome, this one will show applicable on my device because we are checking in the add remove programs table to determine which one is the correct update for this device. So again, if I were to do the same thing with the 32-bit version here, it would just come back as not applicable. So we're only going to apply updates, for that specific architecture on that specific device. We're not going to mix and match. However, something interesting you can do with Google Chrome. If for some reason, I have Google Chrome here. It's actually, the version prior to today. This Google Chrome actually updated yesterday, so everyone be sure to update your browsers. But the interesting thing to note here is that I currently have the 64-bit MSI installed on this device. So this is under the 64-bit node for your add and remove programs table. And if I run the x86 install here for the update for this, this will actually install properly. And it'll exit with the exit code 0. And then it will actually move your registry entry into the 6432 node. So, or the WoW 6432 node. So if I take a look here, once this actually finishes up, it installed, so I can hit refresh here and we should, yep, this key is no longer, doesn't exist anymore. So again, this new MSI, just running the MSI over the top of the 64-bit one, actually moved it all the way down here into, let's see, uninstall. Oops, where am I? 6432. Let's see, Microsoft Windows. And then current version. And uninstall. And it should be in here if I type in Chrome. Eventually we'll find it in here. Either way, it actually moved it and it worked with the 32-bit installer here. So something interesting to note there, you can swap back and forth. So if you mark like the 64-bit required on your devices, it will actually install over the top of the 32-bit version, converting everything to 64-bit. So, that may be a little bit helpful for you there. The one interesting thing here is even if I kind of swap these back and forth between 64-bit and 32-bit MSIs, the executable will fail. So if you mark this one as required on your device, it'll actually exit with the 1603 exit code. So this one should just fail. Yep, there it goes. So you can't install the EXE 64-bit over the top of even the 32 or the 64-bit MSI. So it's really just a matter of kind of keeping the channels, keeping everything in the correct channel, making sure that things kind of go the way you want them to in the environment. Yeah, it can get kind of a mess, but one thing to call out here is user installs. So what tends to happen and what we see a lot in a lot of environments, and again, there are ways to control this, but there are not a lot of good ways to control this. I currently have a policy just, to allow my user here not to be able to install software. And if it prompts for this UAC, I can actually, so again, this is the downloaded Chrome setup. If I just hit no on that UAC prompt, it will actually let me install Google Chrome. So, this is kind of a thing for Chrome. Like they want you to use their browser, right? So they're just going to give it to you, whether or not you have, whether or not you have rights to your computer or not. So this isn't really that great. Yeah, again, there are ways to control this a little bit better than what I've done here, but we see this a lot in a lot of organizations where, Google Chrome is going to sit here and install under the user profile instead of the machine profile. And then if that's the case, then our applicability scripts for the updates are not going to end up working here. And this is where, you may have Google Chrome that installed on somebody's device and under a specific user, and it's actually out of date because that user hasn't actually logged in for 3 months, right? And then you're going to get Defender notifications about it being old and out of date. So again, if I refresh here, it does allow me to install Google Chrome. If I take a look here under my HKey current user, so that's this here, I can actually see, let's refresh this. there's Google Chrome installed under my user profile. So this becomes a bit of a challenge with a lot of organizations where Google Chrome actually, installed under the user profile. So how do we keep this up to date, especially if, they haven't logged in 3 to 6 months. So that can be a bit of a challenge. One thing that we typically recommend is to just go ahead and run the machine-wide installer on the device. So I have it here. Go ahead and hit install here. This is just in the Software Center. Again, this is the latest version of Google Chrome as of today. So we'll go ahead and install this one. Now, once this actually installs, something interesting happens within the registry where it will actually remove it from the user profile, but it doesn't do it immediately. So what has to happen is the user actually has to log into the device and run Chrome in order for it to migrate everything into the into the machine context. So again, what will likely happen here is I will have 2 Google Chromes in add remove programs. One is my machine-wide installer. One is the user profiles installer. So again, this is a bit of a problem, but Google Chrome actually did help us out a little bit here with, if I run Google Chrome here, what tends to happen is it should migrate everything from, okay, now it's no longer here under this current user, and it migrated all of my settings into the machine-wide installer. So then we can keep it up to date, either with Patch My PC or allowing it to auto-update. So Google Chrome gets kind of wild. There are a lot of different things here where it can trip a lot of people up for which version is actually installed on my device. When it comes to Patch My PC, we don't really care other than as long as it's not the user context. You can just run the updates for Google Chrome either through ConfigMgr or through Intune, just to make sure that we're keeping these things up to date. Again, the user actually has to actually log in and run Google Chrome in order for it to auto update. So it is nice to have kind of the Patch My PC updates behind this, and because maybe they're out for a week and they don't run Google Chrome for a while. So it's a lot of fun. Google Chrome kind of is the Wild West, but even more of a Wild West is Firefox when it comes to all their shenanigans that they do and all their challenges that you have to go through. So are there any questions from the moderators? How are we feeling?
Some good questions rolling in. That's good stuff, Chris. One question that came up was the whole user has Chrome installed in the profile. What do we do then? But you gracefully demonstrated how you deploy the program files version, the system-wide version, and when the trick there is the user has to launch the browser and then the binary swap over. So if you're doing any kind of report, you may still pick up on your TPM tool like Defender. Those tools will often look at the binary on disk, so they'll go through all the profiles. They'll see there's a version of Chrome that's out of date, and it will flag it. Now, that's not going to get updated until the user launches it. So there's some other remedial stuff there you might need to do. But I think like Melissa showed, when you're deploying updates through Patch My PC, you can handle that with pre and post scripts if you need to do any of that kind of remedial stuff. So it's really cool.
Yeah, and again, every environment's different. So and how users install software and how admins install software. You may be kind of new to an environment and, have to untangle some spaghetti. It's okay. We got you covered.
Yeah, awesome.
Join over 8,000 organizations who trust Patch My PC to keep more than 25 million devices up to date. It's secure, automatic, and built to scale. See for yourself. Book a live demo with a Patch My PC engineer or start your free trial.